It's building a successful business. There's a questions and answers.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, my name is Arafat. Yeah, in your speech, you said we have to be doing 80% thinking and 20% acting. I was quite confused. I want you to ponder over that for me. Thank you.
That's very easy. If you take an hour and you have a decision to make, spend the first 55 minutes thinking about the solution and then execute with the 5 minutes that you've got left. If you have a problem that you need to solve, take the first hour, divide the time, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, thinking about it, and then execute. That's what I meant by spending 80% of your time thinking and 20% of your time acting. I didn't say it. It's not a new theory. Go ask Albert Einstein, who gave us E equals to mc squared, and in the space of 3 years came up with 5 notable theories, each of which could have earned him a Nobel Prize. That was his idea. Thank you.
Round of applause, round of applause. Dr. Sari has something to add.
Yes, and just to break it a bit down for you, you know, if you are doing it, you struggle. You do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, you're struggling. But if you spend that time, that 80%, the parental principle, if you spend that 80% thinking about it, you do it, and it's done. And that is why sometimes you see that some people, it's not like, it's like they are doing everything. With my students, you can see that somebody will say, I have learned that, I'm not getting it. He's learning. But somebody just does a few minutes, and what? He gets it. Because the mind is faster than they're doing. The mind travels very fast. You can create a whole world in your mind. Watch the movie known as Inception. The mind is bigger, it's faster. So everybody here is in there. The entire skyscrapers you see in Dubai are in there. And so if you are able to cogitate and able to get in there, you will be able to do most of the things that were difficult to be done physically, because what is metaphysical is more powerful than what is physical. Thank you.
Wow. All right, the lady out of the back has a question. Please, hello. I think the lady raised her hand first. Sorry, sir. The lady should raise her hand first. Yes. After her, you can ask your question, okay? Thank you. Your name, please.
Yes, I wanted to the same question he asked. Will it apply in every situation, especially when it comes to skills development? This morning, I was listening to some book when I was coming, and the person was talking about action and motion. There are times that at times you plan to do something. For instance, you want to exercise, create a lifestyle of exercising. To delay it, you plan, think about it without actually doing something.
Please, madam, please, teacher, let me answer your question.
Yeah.
You see, part of the thinking process is optimistic thinking, pessimistic thinking, focused thinking, strategic thinking. If I really want to exercise, but what is going to stop me from exercising? Laziness. So how do I overcome the laziness? Maybe I do 2 minutes. And will the 2 minutes help me? Yes. Okay, how do I do consistency? Maybe I have a tick box, so I'll mark myself. So not only are you thinking, I need to exercise, but you're also thinking, what will stop me from exercising? What are the favorable environments that will get me to exercise? What is the reward I can give myself to exercise? Who can I call to help me to exercise? That is what I mean about thinking. If you do the straightforward, I need to exercise, without giving thoughts to the potential inability to exercise, you haven't finished your thinking. And even as you go into the action mode, you shouldn't stop thinking. You are perpetually thinking through the cycle. And the cycle is all the time. I am doing, I am thinking, I am thinking, I am doing. So you never stop thinking. And it's not, I thought about exercise, now I exercise. No, I've thought about exercise. I've thought about the barriers to exercise. I've thought about how I motivate myself to exercise. I've thought about my exercise body. I've thought about how many push-ups I'm going to do. One arm press-ups. I've thought about how I'm going to do my exercise, and then I execute it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, the gentleman at the back, who will come to you, sir? Okay. You had a question? Or the same thing? Okay, go ahead.
My name is Clement. Please, in your teaching, you made mention of vision strategy, and you gave us some formula. We didn't actually get the exact.
Okay, that's fine. It's very easy. You can write this down. I call it VCAMPS. 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 The first V stands for vision. The second V stands for values. The C stands for the culture I want to adopt. A stands for the actions I'm going to take. M talks about the mission or my why. M talks about my business model or my model of business. P talks about the plans that I have. S talks about the strategy I'm going to deploy. And the last S talks about how I'm going to score myself. Scorecard. VCAMPS. V counts. And if you memorize this for the rest of your life, you know vision, values, culture, action, mission, model, plans, scoreboard, strategy. Straight off. Is that okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, I know the questions are a lot, so we are going to arrange for all the speakers to spend some few minutes after the event outside, so they can take further questions. Right? We can get time to bond with them, probably get to know them personally. So we're going to take the last question, and the rest will be taken outside. Is that good? Okay, your question, please.
Thank you very much. I'm Eben Sampa. I think your deliveries are giving me some eye-opener. And anybody in the designing field or production field can relate to thinking 80% and actions 20%. I don't actually know that we really practice this, but I think that indeed designers will take time. Sometimes you look at them as if they are not working, but truly we are planning the design. You think a lot and you sit at the PC. By the time you realize you come up with something. God bless you for this eye-opener. Now my question is, all the four speakers, we see that they've read a lot. Personally, I always say, and in fact I say it boldly, that I'm not a reading type. But today I've realized that I can't run away from it. So please, how how can one learn how to read and read effectively and apply it in his basic life? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think maybe for me, this is the most important question. Because we were having a discussion before we came out here, four of us, and we said that every problem you have, if you've not found a solution to the problem, is a knowledge problem. And every problem under the sun in the universe, there is a solution in a book. The question is, have you read it? You don't want me to repeat it. Every solution is in a book or another. The question is, have you read it? So you should be feeling like something is missing if you are not reading. You think that I read a lot, but I feel I'm not reading a lot. That's how I feel. Because it feels like the more you read, the more you know that you have to read. Or the more you know that you've not really read that much. Right? So I feel your pain, and I was there before. So I'll share something with you. You know, just like Cozy was saying, sometimes it's really difficult to find that 3 a.m. to read to 6. I don't know how many of us can do that, depending on the schedule, what you do, and all that. But there are ways to go around. Okay. And one thing I find, the more you read, the more your speed of comprehension and reading increases. True or true? All right. So you find it very simple. Some people just find it difficult to read because they just don't know how to read. And for the most part, it's only because they have not attempted it that much. All right. This is what I find. Just still other ways of getting information in. All right. And one of the best ways for eventually busy people, all right, is through audiobooks. What it means is that you can multitask. I mean, doing your reading through listening in other forms. It's not always easy, especially when you start. It's not the same as reading, isn't it? Listening to books. Sometimes it's difficult for you to focus what is being said. You miss something. You may want to bring it back. It's not the same, right? But don't worry, continue. Persist. I think that the brain itself has become trained with listening, or learning through listening. And with time, the brain finds a way to get most out of listening than reading, and vice versa. But guess what? Assuming it's fun and important, and you listen to it and you read it, you know what's going to happen? Having listened to it, you pick up some information. When you read it, you will take the same information in a different way. What you may have missed in the listening, you have gotten what? In the reading. So, what I can say is that this is so paramount that all you need is effort. Like, you really have to take a genuine effort to get information, in whichever way. All right? I have a library too in my house. It's not as big as my boss's. Maybe 500 books, not that much. But based on his recommendations, he has an iPad Pro, right? So I'm like, wow, I need this. Because he has maybe 5,000 books in there. But the 1 terabyte is full, right? That problem with space now, isn't it? So I got mine about a little over a year ago. Because I have about 3,000 books too. In the plane to Zanzibar, this man came to sit by me. And he started, give me this. I need all the books. But that is the start. I say that the first point is accessibility. All right? So find ways. If you go to YouTube, you find most books there. You can download for free. If you don't want to stream, you can download. You can download the audio pack only. That's how I started. And that was for free. Okay, but later you have to invest. Okay, get an Audible app. Okay, I know this is a young man here. How the guy, and he's always forever grateful because I met him at the max office. I said, Albert, you need this book. You need a particular book. He said, Albert, actually read it right now. Go to Audible, subscribe, you did, and then your first book is free. You got to start reading. All right, that makes a difference. So that's the way to invest, you know, in your reading, and then do things like reading. You didn't just get here. It's a lot of investment, sacrifice, and all that. Because if you, for somebody, the base is the most important thing. So that the nice girls you see in the year. For some of us, it's about the knowledge, and we think the knowledge is the way, right? And so, download the books. Find sometimes you you buy so many books that you don't even have time to read. Right? It's fine. Have it then. Okay, that's one exercise for this school. The fact that you are buying books, you are getting access to them, and it's available. It's one. There are finding ways to actually get them into your head. And the more you do it, the more you become conversant. MC, permit me to comment something small on the discussion on the thinking. Now, the permission to do that issue. My boss gave this presentation with the CIMG a couple of months back. There was a lot of feedback and questions on the same issue. So I just want to share some discussions we had. For a lot of people, it will sound very strange. How do you execute something and do thinking 80%? How much time will you have to do that thing? Guys, it makes perfect sense. In fact, you'll find that all great people have this approach. You know, Abraham Lincoln was created to have said that if I have 7 hours to cut down a tree, I'll use 5 hours to sharpen the blade. Does that make sense to you? So, in legal practice, okay, and I'm sure my boss are going to the same thing. When we're young lawyers, when we're giving a question or opinion to write, we usually go and do the research and start putting everything together. Then when they put the red line into your quotes you have done, you feel very stupid, isn't it? So one day, one of my partners called me and said, after doing all the research and putting the cases and the laws and everything together, find a thinking time. Guys, I get it. Just sit down and reflect on all the information that you got. And then think through how you're going to solve the client's problem. The same way project people. Okay, so you find that the project runs into problem because there wasn't enough thinking at the preparation stage of the problem. We find that in Ghana a lot, judgment debts as a result of this. People are in a hurry. Oh, we have promised a position that will deliver in 18 months. Don't take your time to prepare and think through the project very well. Look at the pitfalls that happen before they happen. This is the problem. All right? And if there was time, I would have talked about how Steve Jobs had to do a lot of thinking. When he was kicked out of his company, Apple, he did a lot of thinking, a lot of trying, applying. So when he came back years later, those thinking and those reflection and what he has tried and not worked and all that helped him to bring Apple to where it is today. The same with Mr. Mandela when he was in prison.
Wow.
He couldn't solve the problem at the same level he was before he went to prison. So the thinking that started in 2017, you would think it was a bad thing, but it became a blessing for South Africa.
Wow. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are coming to the end of the event. We have the we are having the maiden edition of the Mastermind series in the North next month, 26th, actually in Boa, Upper East region. Do we have the backdrop for that event? Please, do we have the backdrop for the Mastermind event? Yes, yeah, that is it. So I know most of you might know of Reverend Isutanaba. Yes, right. So that's it for next month, 26th. It's going to be in Upper East, that's Boba. So that's the Northern region version, right? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be just like you feel right now, right? Thank you all very much. Now, it is a pleasure. It is a privilege to have spent today's time with you. My name is Christmas Adela. You can call me Christmas MC. You can also follow me on social media as well. But I would like to conclude by saying something really simple from what I've learned today. Okay, it's my unwavering belief that today is going down in the history books as one of the days that shifted the paradigm for most of us in this room. And today, in this moment, we are now placed right at the center of our own acres of diamonds. Ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.
That's His grace. Dr. Prosper Tettey Doe in the United Kingdom. And thank you for listening. And we want to say a big thank you to our Ghana Max International, our leader, Dr. KOA, Dr. Kweku Ohine Asari. and the hardworking team. Thank you, and God bless you and your business, and may your tomorrow be greater than today. Max Money.